Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about logo creation. In previous screencasts, we've talked about some logo principles and uh, finding inspiration for our logos. So now we're going to actually create a logo for our site. And in this case, we're going to create a logo to fit an instructional site for graphic and web design uh, instruction. So the first thing we want to do is open up Adobe Illustrator, which I have open right now. We're going to create our logo or logos in here, so it's created in vector form. When our logos are created in vector form, it gives us the ability to resize and to the correct dimensions and sizes that we'll use it for future use. So creating your logos in vector form is very important. We want to create it in that, and Adobe Illustrator lets us do that. Now another thing is we want to sketch some ideas, I should say, for our logo. You shouldn't go straight to the computer when you have an idea. You should jot it down on paper, get it scanned in your computer, and then open it up there. Uh, Computer gives you, I should say, less power. A good piece of paper and pencil will really, you'll realize, will really help you in creating your logo ideas. So I'm just gonna place my sketches that I've sketched on paper and scan into my computer just right here. So I'll show you. So yeah, to get started, just scan in your sketches and just follow what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna place them into a document right here. I'm just gonna rotate it and blow it up so you can see it. Alright, maybe just a little more. Okay. Now, it looks like a bunch of scribble scrabble. Like, it's just some inspiration. Let me just go over and some what I was thinking about. Let's see right here. I think this was the first one I jotted down, and I was thinking of a kind of name for the website, Remind Design, and kind of had this curved stroke type of shape. Kind of looks like a D and a R, but I don't know. I got over it very quick. Let's just say that. Next thing was I took like this. I drew like a square with a W kind of bleeding out of it, but trimmed, of course, but kind of just sitting in the square for Webtionary. I was thinking of. Let's see. Another one I thought of, WebSense, and I took some squares, and some are missing, kind of giving it a thought of to come to the website to find those missing squares, which I thought was kind of lame, so I didn't go quite with that. I thought of web tuts, like web tutorials, and I kind of like this spinning around moon shape going up on that. I like to use a kind of bracket shape for these two, and so I really wasn't quite sure. I knew that I wanted to create some logos that had a bracket kind of shape to it, since in coding, brackets can be used if using that type of coding. This I really liked. It's really simple in HTML. You know, this is the code for a note, and it's kind of like note to self, go to WebTuts. I kind of like that. And um, I kind of wanted to do something like linking, and I thought of relink design, but I don't know. I just wasn't getting so much inspiration there. These are just some examples, and oh, let me just rotate this a little bit so you can see it better. Oops. Okay. So right here, I took like two kind of strokes, slanted, cut off right on top, put web tutorials. I kind of like that, but I kind of didn't want to keep it strictly just web tutorials, because it's to do with graphics and stuff. But that's just something I created. Now, now that I've just showed you some examples of my sketches, I'm going to show you how to some logos that I've made, and tell you which ones are my favorite, which will be possibly used for my website. And I'll teach you quickly how to create them. So here's the document. So I took my web tutorials, just like this right up here, and I played with it a little bit. I started down here with this orange, and this was facing this way, and it kind of looked a little off, and I didn't really like it. I used kind of a slab serif font for this. I love slab serif fonts, and I think it really goes good with web logos. For this I used like a rounded kind of font. Then I took these two and kind of flipped them on the side. And then this, I took both of them, kind of brought these up a little bit, mirrored it or reflected it. But I kind of sense it looks like a type of airline logo, not really instructional. But let me just show you how I did this. So what I did was I just took my rectangle tool and made a simple rectangle. Then I rotated it just like so. Then I took my rectangle again, and I'm just going to cut off the edges right there. And then I'm going to select the whole thing, and I'm going to go to my Pathfinder. Now if your Pathfinder isn't up, it's under the window and it's Pathfinder. And make sure there is a check by it, and that means you have it up. And I'm going to push this mode right here. It says minus front, and it makes that shape right there. And all I did was push Alt, click, Shift, duplicated it, and then, so that's how I got that kind of shape. And then, you know, I just messed with it, put some fonts there. To align my fonts perfectly, I would say tutorials was like right there, but I want it to be directly lined up with the B. You can just select both, then click the one that you want it to align to once, and then I'll just go to my align. And where's my line? Let me get it up. There we go. Then go to my line, and I'm going to choose this option, which is horizontal line right. Push it, and it goes directly right underneath. So I love the align capabilities in Illustrator. Okay, now this one, let me go back to my notes to show you exactly what I was talking about. Let me rotate this. This is kind of messing with my head. It's making me a little dizzy. Okay. Let's go right there. Alright. Right here. So the source, I kind of like that, the source, or WebTuts. I really like WebTuts instead of the source. So But here I did the source just to show you an example. Um, so what I did was I created this kind of moon shape and kind of highlighted the T. Don't know why, I just thought it looked good, but looking at it, it's kind of leaving out the rest of the word for me. For this, I just took like the one moon shape and put it right on top the source, kind of representing like it's pretty long but simple process. But I would have to say this is pretty much my favorite logo out of all three of these. Really simple, natural, and it's kind of memorable too. You know, it's really simple. So how did I make this? It's pretty simple. So what I did, let me go off to the side so I can show you. I'm going to hold shift while dragging it out so I can have a perfect circle. And then I'm going to duplicate the circle by pushing Alt, click, shift. Well, I don't have to hold shift. And then I just go like this. I'll just drag it to where, you know, I see this kind of moon shape right here. I'm going to select both. Going to go to my Pathfinder and push minus front. And there's my moon shape. Then all I did was duplicate it, rotate it, and, you know, and just align it so it looks good. So I'm going to take a little, and one more. Maybe just rotate it a little more. It's a little squished, but you know, you get the idea. It's kind of like a ring going over and over and over again. So that's how I created that shape. Like I said, this is probably my favorite logo out of all three. Yeah, and this is using a slab serif font. This is a rounded kind of font. And let's go to the last example. Now, like I said, I wanted to create some with brackets. And what I did was, looking at it, it looks like a bed almost. I kind of thought it was kind of cute. Like web tuts, so easy. You can, it could be tiring but easy at the same time. Learning about graphic and web design, so make sure to get your sleep. I don't know. Thinking about it, I really don't know why I did that. But how I did it was, let me just duplicate this to create a new one. And all I did was just type a bracket symbol. Then I like it to be outlined, so I just created it as an outline, rotated it, blew it up, and yeah. So that's all I did for that. And then I just, you know, duplicated it up here, made it smaller so it's like a headrest. But, you know, it's kind of simple. This is a straight edge, this is a round corner edge. But I do not know why, but this has to be my favorite logo. It's my favorite. It's really simple, very natural, because, you know, it's like a note to self, go to webtuts.com. So I really like this logo, and this is pretty much a possibility for the logo for my website. This one and this one, the source. So yeah, I believe that is it. So yeah, you know, just go ahead and mess with different designs for your logos. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feedback, leave it in the comment box below, and I will try my best to answer any questions you might have. So that is it for today, and I will see you soon. Thanks.